Hi and welcome to my first ever video. So as you can tell from the title, I'll be basically talking about my experience as a VTuber after 1 year, or my 1 year of VTubing, basically to summarize. Okay, if you guys don't know me, hi, hello. As you can tell from my outfit and from my design, I'm a bimbo VTuber, hence the pink, hence the pretty blonde. In case you didn't know, I did the model art myself. I also did the rigging myself. So everything, mostly everything I've done, like some of the assets, I've done it myself. Mostly because VTubing is a really, really expensive hobby. And before I decided to work on my VTuber model, there was no such thing as a customizable model to begin with. So that would have helped. However, I am very picky about my art style, so probably won't touch on it, even if it did come at that point in time. We talk about my experience after 1 year, and a lot of it boils down to my own personal opinion. So don't quote me on that, and don't 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 start arguments. Okay, these are my opinions. These are what I've noticed. Um, these are what I've noticed. This is what I've learned. I will be listing out some pros and cons. I will also be talking about the community as a whole. Hi, editing Bambi here. So just to let you guys know that I definitely will be yapping a lot about about my personal experience and also just the community in general. So that just a heads up. So if this isn't your type of video, you can click off right now, and trust me, I know you guys have been waiting for the art video, and I'll probably film it after this. So without further ado, let's get right in. Okay, so after 1 year of VTubing, I recently just hit the 1 year mark on my birthday, which is really, really cute. So do I consider myself a VTuber right now? Personally, I feel like taking a step back from it, and it all boils down to this space is very well, not very, but like I personally feel like it's extremely isolating. So you basically have to force yourself to network. And when it comes to forcing yourself to network, you will be bumping into people that are clearly not vibing with you, and you don't vibe with them, vice versa, right? And 2025, I would say, is a year, a dumpster fire of a year, because I have experienced way, way too many surprises, so many Google Docky, Google Docky, and it's terrifying. Um, and this doesn't reflect very well on the community as a whole. Now, I'm not saying the VTubing community was perfect to begin with. No, personally, no community is perfect, I will say, but this community is basically equivalent to high school, and I didn't have a very good high school situation or experience. Yeah, experience is more like it. So, being here really bring up the worst feelings known to man, and I had the worst mental health break that I've experienced over the past 10 years. I think the last time I had this bad of a mental health break was probably when I was still in high school. So would I say 10 years later? No, I think it's like almost 10 years later. Almost 10 years later. It's the feeling, it's back, and it's horrible. Okay, it's horrible. All right. Let me list out the pros before we go to the cons. So to start off with, I think this community is really sweet. You can definitely find a lot of people, like at least people that share your interests, some people that you vibe with, some people that you can network with, build connections, genuine connections. Not to say that majority are good for you, but I am saying that some are. I have met some that have been pretty amazing. Some have been very understanding. Some that have been pretty pretty good people, and I have good vibes from them. But obviously, there are more bad eggs than you think. Okay, now let me keep in mind this is all pros. Okay, so I did learn a lot. I did make some good people. I did make some good friends. I or acquaintances, however you like to put it. I did make like they're just yeah. As I said before, I met a few cool people, but I feel like there are more cons than pros for this video, and hopefully my opinion doesn't sway you into thinking that you shouldn't join the VTubing community or just being a VTuber in general. I feel like you can definitely thrive on your own. It'll be slow, but if you are determined and you love doing what you do, I that is the best course you could ever do. That's just I fully support you because this is what I've been thinking for a while now. Now, so back to the pros. I've done more consistent art this year. I got into VGen, got verified in the same year, and a lot of things, you could say lucky moments, have happened to me. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful for the things that have happened. And currently, we're going to put into high school terms. To start off, it's like you're a freshman. You're a freshman in high school and you don't know anybody. There's a lot of people. Now, there are the cool kids. There is the mid-tier ones and there's the outcasts. And then there's you as a freshman. So obviously, me being a VTuber, I started being a VTuber out of a whim because I wanted a project and I wanted to be consistent. Now, my character model, Bambi here, she just appears. Okay, she just appears. She I could say that she's more of an OC now, and also an extension of myself. So, yeah. So, I did not have the I did not network enough. I did not build enough. I had a reveal, and I think it went decently well. I think. It was really hard to promote, especially when you just started out, because if you put pre-debut in your tweets, just or just like in your username, like the name on like just a name on like your name and your profile name, there's a ton of bots. Now, the VTubing community does have a lot of bots, a lot of AI bots, and bots that use AI, which is pretty disgusting. Thank you very much. And you would see like a rise in followers sometimes. I think when I started posting my VTuber review, because I used the keywords, there were keywords that you were supposed to use to gain traction. However, bots are getting smarter, so they will flock to your posts the moment you add those keywords. So I feel like the best genuine route to go is definitely just talk or network with existing VTubers. Now, not a lot of people are very, very nice about it. Not a lot of people are will talk to you for some very odd reason. It's either like they're gatekeeping or they're just kind of wary that you're just some random person. Or I don't blame them at all because I don't know how to put it into words, but I kind of don't blame them at all because like sometimes there are going to be people that that will use you for networking reasons. However, building a genuine amount of people, a genuine like fan base or friends in general, I feel like that's the best way to go. Just be like an extrovert for like one day. Like I said, it's pretty much like high school. Honestly, you can't get to know people if you don't reach out first. However, I'm stubborn, so I usually don't reach out to people because I am my mindset is I can do things on my own, which I did, and I proved my worth. But I feel genuinely saddened if when it like if it when it doesn't like hit the traction that I want it to be. So yeah, but that's the bane. That's the bane of everything. Now, on to the next point. Um to me, from what I witnessed from a lot of VTubers, popular VTubers, okay? Don't quote I was about to say don't quote me on this, but this is just honestly my personal opinion. I feel like there are a ton of popular VTubers that were definitely outcasts in IRL high school, and thanks to the internet, you get to be whoever you want. And when they shot in popularity, I feel like it got over in their heads because this is the first time that they have ever garnered a significant amount of attention from people, and that made them behave like a total dickhead, a total jerk, to put it nicely. Which is why there are like a ton of like Google Docs. And with the amount of Google Docs that has been released this year alone, I feel like there's like a ton. It's like monthly. There's just drama after drama, and some, or maybe not some, or at least most of it, were just based on like communication. You guys can just talk to each other about it. You guys can just talk to each other. If you don't want to talk about if you don't want to talk about it, I think we could just let it go, unless said person has done pretty heinous things, and I think you are right to call them out on it. But if it's just miscommunication, I feel like either resolve it privately or just leave it alone. Don't talk about it and just keep it private. Basically, I don't know. That's just my thoughts, genuinely speaking. And definitely, my 1 year of VTubing experience has the cons way more than the pros. It might be different for everybody, but I feel like for me, it was a very terrible experience, and it has made me um drift away from identifying myself as a VTuber. Maybe I don't feel like a VTuber. I'm more of like an artist who happen to have a very cute OC that I use as as like, you know, as a placeholder. I don't know, cuz I identify more as an artist more than like a VTuber now that I think about it. And um this year has definitely been one of the hardest break mental health break that I have ever experienced. And as much as I like to get into it, I won't. But it was a rough 2 months. I am thankful that I managed to have a in real life support system that has been there for me, and they made me feel very okay with myself and just anything in general. I feel like this is just like a it's like a preload for my quarter life crisis next year. But you know what? That's not the point here. So, yeah, to really put this into perspective, the VTubing community is basically high school. Some never change even when they're 30. Some never change even after being like 20 something. I will, as an advice, if you want to become a VTuber, I will say lacking a network or lacking connections, it will be a difficult journey for you to be a VTuber. So I think the only advice I can give is stick to a niche that you think you're good at. If you're good at art, do art. If you're good at games, do games. Post funny clips. Stick to a niche and you'll be fine. You will find a community that resonates with you. Now that I think about it, I probably should have done that and not worry about numbers. It's really hard to not worry about numbers. Like, I can genuinely tell you, like, you should listen to the advices of like other VTubers that said don't care about the numbers. You should. You definitely should. However, if you are stubborn like me, which I understand perfectly, you will say that you won't care about numbers, but you do care about the numbers, and you think you deserve some recognition for the hard work that you've put into. Now, nobody blows up overnight unless for some miraculous reason. Is either one or two things. You blow up because of drama. Actually, I think it's just one thing. You blow up because of drama or a controversy. Or at a very tiny percentage because you did something really great and you blew up. Now, I've seen people in the VTubing community. I've seen them go from 500 followers to 10K or more because of drama, of controversies. That's not the way to go. I feel like you won't build a stable fan base because of that. But hey, all right, I guess. Can not trying to say that you know what? I rather build a genuine fan base than just people that follow me because of the controversy. Basically, yeah. This is honestly 1 year of VTubing hasn't been a really good experience, as I've reiterated many times, and I feel like I'm just like saying this based on how do I put it? This is entirely unscripted, so it's all over the place. These are like genuinely my thoughts and my thought process. Um, I don't want to discourage any up and coming VTubers that want to like take a dip in this community, but I do want to warn you that if 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 anything, just 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 open both eyes when you're talking to people, when you're networking with people. Just be really careful of who you talk to, and just be aware that there are some people that are either sex pests or just something else. Now, men or women experience sex pests, right? No matter what. But from my experience, I've experienced plenty of sex pests in this industry as a obviously female VTuber, and there's a lot of male VTubers that are clearly sex pests. And I don't have much to elaborate on how exactly should you be a VTuber. I was lucky enough to be able to have this drive where I was doing everything that I want. Now, this is my first time rigging VTuber model. It's pretty scuffed, but I will say it is genuinely a good attempt as a first timer. But if you're unlucky in this aspect, there are plenty of customizable models that might suit your artworks. Are you not or like your idealized version of yourself? I don't know if there's any like male customizable ones. I wish there were more. I think that would be really great. And also I wish there were like more body type options as well. So yeah, you guys have plenty of resources now in this day and age. Oops. um Seriously, my advice to you is just be careful of who you interact with. And if you don't vibe with a person or you feel strongly about a person like negatively, and if they bring up some very negative emotions in you, um this is your gut feeling telling you that you should probably stop interacting with this person, because I took it the hard way, and I'm not as patient as I was before, but recently I had to block a mutual because I, genuinely speaking, they they bring up a lot of negative emotions in me, and it is very, very, or as I like to say, or to say, extremely ugly feelings in me. And it just didn't sit right with me. So as a healthier approach, I just block them. So if you have to protect your peace, protect your peace. You don't owe anyone an explanation. If they ask, sure, you can give them, or if you don't, it's up to you. Seriously, it's really up to you. But don't force a connection. If it, I feel like when you're forcing connections, you shouldn't force a connection. I think connections should be earned mutually, and if it flows right, it flows right, and it should feel easy, not difficult. So yeah, I really didn't get into the logistics of like how of like my 1 year experience, huh? Okay, so let's talk about it now. I didn't really post a lot of videos because duh, I was dealing with a lot of commissions. I am also streaming, and I'm really a mood illustrator, a mood streamer. So a lot of my emotions are highly dependent on my mood, um, or my energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, it's not great, I will say. Um, I will say if you're not like me, you should try branching out, not just with streaming. You could try making clips, you could try making videos. There's plenty of resources for you online for you to okay, and now I sound like every generic now I'm just giving very generic advice, very general advice. Now, I know there are plenty of resources, but a lot of them don't answer your questions, which is the one thing that ticks me off the most. Maybe I'm not searching the right terms, maybe I'm not searching the right things or watching the right videos, but I will say if you can, if you're better than me, sit down, learn how to do certain things, don't complain. Don't be eager to see the end result. As much as the end result is enticing, think about the journey and the process you've done. Now, it's kind of the same thing as art. 10 years ago, I would have not done something like this. 10 years later, I managed to do. Maybe 10 years later, I could do something amazing. Like maybe I could be even extremely good at rigging. Who knows? Who genuinely knows? So being patient is very important. Okay. I know it's very easy to feel envious of people when they start to blow up because of controversies while you have to do the hard work and you don't reap the benefits, or that if that's how you feel. I have to say the algorithm really isn't helpful, especially in this day and age. Like honestly, it's so unforgiving. It's like they value more on clicks than hard work. And it's a sad truth. So the only way for you to literally blow up, quote unquote, is to get in controversies and drama. But that is not the way to go. That is genuinely not the way to go. I admire people that work really hard and they deserve to blow up. The algorithm's unkind, okay? The algorithm is really unkind. It is not your fault. It is not anyone's fault. Um yeah, I guess I guess it's just like my really messy thoughts. No, seriously. Seriously. Seriously, this community really takes a toll on my mental health, and I I don't know if I'll stay. I don't know if I will graduate, but I know for sure that I will steer clear away and just do what I do best. I feel like my most positive interactions are people that are non VTubers. They're the kindest people that I have ever interacted with. While VTubers, non, they haven't really been very great in my opinion. I think majority of them that I've interacted with, it hasn't been really great. But some, they're very good people. Also, here's the thing. Um, like I said, it's just like high school. So you're bound to see like very clicky behavior. And as much as I say, force your way in, don't force your way in. Don't try very hard to fit in. Stand out on your own. I prefer watching people that stand out on their own than fitting in with the majority. Because look, the VTubing community is saturated. It's oversaturated. So having a very nice, complicated model can take you so far, but if you don't have the personality for it, it's really difficult for you to thrive. But you can build that confidence by being consistent in your postings. I'm not just saying tweeting. Like, I mean, actually content creation, which I probably should know. So, yay me, I'm doing this for the first time. I'm making a video after at least, after somewhat 10 years. Somewhat. It's been a hot minute. I haven't done a lot of artworks. I haven't done artworks, but I haven't done a lot of video editing these days. But we're about to hit the 30-minute mark. So, as an advice from me to you after 1 year of VTubing, don't force your way to things. Don't try to fit in. You can try if that's what you think might be best for you to grow, but building genuine connections will help you. I also believe having a good support system in real life could benefit you in every way because there is so much you can do with online friends because they can't physically be there to comfort you. I'm truly blessed to have friends in real life that can comfort me and to understand me on a fundamental level. And these people are the ones that I've met in high school and primary school, and or people that I met in college, or people that I've known my whole life, basically. And genuinely, they got me out of a slump. They got me out of from a lot of like negative thoughts during my mental health break. So don't just stick to online, basically. I mean, we all want to blow up, right? We all want to get famous. Maybe it's just like the general consensus, but I feel like don't neglect your in real life duties as well. Because right now I'm just an avatar talking to you, but in real life, like I'm just a different person, and I have my own social life, and I am starting to um get to know people in my own country more, and that has been great. Seriously. Seriously, I really recommend everyone to touch grass. Like, it's not a joke at this point. Just touch grass. Get to know people around you. Talk to people that you haven't talked to in a while. In real life, there's so many things like an online friend can do. Okay, this is just a topic for another day, but I just want to say, seriously, seriously, a good in real life support system is better than having none at all. There's so much an online friend can do for you as well. I feel like nothing beats being in the physical presence of someone, because if I were just like texting my problems or calling my problems, I could be distracted. So the other person could be distracted. Yeah. So seriously, don't neglect your IRLs. Don't neglect your real life. Don't regret. Yeah, don't just don't just don't neglect it. Seriously, I feel like that's my like genuinely speaking my advice to you. Um, the VTubing community has been very toxic for me personally, so I will steer clear away from that. So I probably won't label myself as a VTuber anymore for now, temporarily. When I feel better about myself, I'll probably take a do it. I'll probably think about it, step forward again. I don't regret the connections I've made. I don't regret the connections I've severed for a bunch of reasons. But just know that in the VTubing community, there are definitely a lot of fake people out there. But I will say, just try to be careful. Listen to your gut. Just listen to yourself first. Whether if you have a strong feeling about someone like negatively, it's a sign for you to just not continue talking to them, because 100% of the time you are right. So yeah, so that's, I think I can conclude this video. I know it makes no sense now that I talk about it, but I guess this is sort of raw and unfiltered. Minimal editing, I suppose. I'm not sure how to make it funny, but I really appreciate you guys for like sticking around and like appreciating my works. I know I don't say that enough, but I genuinely appreciate every single one of you who have been there, who have helped me, and who have commissioned me, who have just been a good person in general. I know I have my own moods. I know, and I apologize if I took it out on you. Yeah, I really apologize if I took it out on you. Genuinely speaking, I probably wasn't in a good mental state, and I shouldn't have done that to begin with. But I'm sort of okay now. And yeah. Yeah. Just to the new people that want to be VTubers, you can take my advice as a grain of salt. It's probably not a solid advice. I mean, I have 1 year of experience. What do I know? I feel like I've known enough through my 1 year experience. This is really a toxic place to be in, but it's also the only way where you can build connections within the VTubing community. But also, don't be a dickhead. Don't be a dickhead, okay? Just don't be a dickhead. Networking is really important, but at the same time, don't force connections. And not everyone is your best friend. Just be careful, okay? Like connections, things have to foster at its own pace. You cannot. As much as I like to call someone my bestie after like 1 month, there are a lot of vipers. There are a lot of snakes in the grass. You just gotta be careful. That's my one advice to you. And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, if you guys want to know more about my other stuff, like maybe my art stuff, I sometimes stream, I sometimes don't. I sometimes just play games. But I will most likely make a video soon about how I draw females, so keep a lookout for that. I know I promised it months ago and I never like did it, so well, maybe I'll do it. Okay. So I guess that's it for the video. Sorry if it made no sense. I will argue that I'm not the most articulate person ever, but I hope it somewhat resonated with you for a little bit. Honestly, VTubing is fun. The people in it, not so fun. It is not your fault. It is not, it is not a lot of things, okay? It's just high school. It's just high school in disguise. And if you guys want to know if I have any VTubing OGs, I don't, because I think there's only 2 people that I learned a lot from VTubing, which is like Yoshino Art and also Sulia. Both of them are amazing with their craft, I will say. I guess I can call them my Oshi, but not really. I try not to idolize people that much because I think when I do, it becomes really unhealthy and it becomes an unhealthy attachment. So please be aware of that. And also, be genuine, guys. Be genuine. So hopefully we don't get much VTubing drama next year in 2026, because genuinely speaking, this is pissing me off. A lot of things are pissing me off. So many drama. It's so toxic. stay updated with my content, whatever. I'm mostly on Twitter. I'm also on Blue Sky. So if you guys want to follow me there, go ahead. I tweet a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, most days I'm just like chilling, reading sci-fi romances, smutty romances. And I'm currently working on a webcomic with a friend of mine. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to do the editing of the females. How to draw females. So yeah. Thank you for watching. See you guys. I'll see you guys. Bye bye. Mwah.